so much, everyone, for staying with us. This episode is dedicated to reviewing and assessing what really happened in the off-cycle elections in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi State. We've looked into Imo and Bayelsa State, some of the issues that are generated. Now, of course, I know you have your opinion and what is going on your mind in respect of all of this. Osita Chidoka is a former Minister of Aviation, a founder and a chancellor of the Athena Policy and Leadership Center, a think tank operated from Abuja, Nigeria. Thank you so much indeed. Time is not on our side. Yes. We need to quickly move to Kogi State because we need to also look at the recommendations and look at where we can, the solutions and where we need to go going forward. Yes. Now, this is what Kogi tells us. APC candidate Ahmed Usman Ododo was declared as a winner of that election. Voter turnout better than what we saw in Imo State, but we saw that APC polled 446,259,000 to Murtala Jaka of the NCP, and of course the PDP's Senator Dino Melaye polled 46,000, as announced by INEC. But what is the Athena Center learning from all of the documents that you have invoked the FOI to collect from INEC? So, Beavers accredited 656,000. So this result should not have been more than 656. Yeah. Any figure that we're talking about has to be in the realm of 656,000. People who turned up for the election. 792,000 was what was in the INEC IREF 8A. That's about 130,000 plus. But when you got to 8B, it increased to 821,000. And then when we got to 8D, after some corrections, it came to 794,500. So this was the number that declared the governor the winner, and that was the number for this. Now, significant non-compliance with INEC electoral guidelines in 786 polling units in 22%, 22.5%. That's where we had the alteration or the manipulation. 78% of the polling units in Kogi, the results were in tandem between the Beavers accreditation and the total vote cast. Hold that there. So in 22%, we saw the culprits, Okehi local government, Adavi and Okene, Adavi and Okehi. So in a number of INEC non-compliant polling units, from 280 in Okehi, in Adavi 185, in Okehi 91. And then it peters off as it's going down other local governments, is 1, 2, 2, 3, 5, all the way to 34 in Ampa, and 30 in Ajokuta, and 29 in Dekina. But this is where the major problem occurs. Interestingly, you discover that most of these local government areas are in one senatorial district. In one senatorial district. Absolutely. In fact, these are 3 contiguous local governments of the immediate past governor and the governor. So, overvoting occurred in 691 polling units, in 19.6% of the polling units, accounting for 318,000 votes. Now, if you look at these votes, total votes versus Beavers accreditation, again, the culprits, Okene, Adavi, Okehi, Lokoja, and Ajokuta. But the 3 biggest ones, 75%, occurred in 3 local governments. And if you distribute the votes, distribution of the overvoting, in those local governments where there were overvoting, APC got 278,000, PDP got 6,174, and SDP got 22,773. So if you were to cancel, these are the votes that were to be lost, that should be cancelled from this result. That will affect from the bottom line of each of the political party and their candidates. Yes, and we have allowed for plus or minus 5 votes to say human error can happen. Still margin of error. So, but in all of this, these are the significant problems. All right. Now, if you look at the collation officers, they cancelled results in 34 polling units. So 657 PUs with overvoting down contributed 292,000 against the 300 and something we saw. So they cancelled, highlighting possible corrupt practices. And despite those cancelling those 34, the 57 votes were spread again in all the local governments, with Okene 262, Adavi 173, and Okehi 88. Now, the rest was one all the way down to the lowest in Yaba East, in Kababunu, and then in Yaba West. Those are 22211. But here are the major culprits. So, and the votes still in the form EC8B, APC still had 67,000 votes. And these, of course, these are the negative votes. These are the negative votes. You cannot. These are the polling units that should have been deleted from the results.
Now, we observed the addition of 15,000 votes over what was recorded in EC8A in 82 polling units across 12 local government areas. So when they got to the polling unit, to the collation center, the results from the polling units, they still added additional 15,000 votes. And these 15,000 votes were number of PUs with inflation. 29 was in Okene, 26 was in Adavi, and 4 were in Ampa, 4 Dekina, like that.
So
all
they
the
were
way
adding
around.
15,000.
So they added, no, not 15,000, a total of 15,950.
15,000 in all of those.
In all of those votes.
Yeah.
With
And you can see
the highest.
The graph.
This
is the real votes, these are the inflated ones.
Inflated ones, correct. So if we were to tabulate the results using the results of the INEC compliant polling units, 2,722 INEC compliant polling units, that means that this is what the results will have been. Total votes will have been 477,000, not 700,000 that they recorded. SDP votes will have been 238,000, APC 161, PDP 40,000. So SDP will have won the election with 238,000 votes. Sadly for them, all the negative
all
votes,
the results
yes,
we cannot
ascertain. Yes, we cannot tally. But sadly, APC did, SDP did not make 25% in 14 local governments. They made it in 13 local
possibly
governments.
substantiated
result,
based on what the
hypothetical result.
Absolutely.
In this hypothetical result, we just saw that they made 238,000 votes. So APC was 161,000 votes. You can see the distribution of vote by party if it was done. So this is another example. Atta Abdurrahman was the presiding officer in Idoji. This is in Okene local government. Beavers accredited 228. He entered 733 votes in the EC8A. He gave APC 718 votes. 44 votes for LP and PDP, 3 for SDP. So a total of 505 votes were added. When he got to the collation center, Bello Abdul Karim transferred the votes without reference to the Beavers. He didn't check what the Beavers has. Because if you open the Beavers, it shows you how many people he has accredited.
Absolutely.
But he didn't check that. He just entered it into the result.
So this is a sample of in the polling unit and in the World Collation Center where we have some, and on Athena Center website, we can get more of
this. You can drill down.
So you can know those who did and those who did not, either in action or action.
Yes. We recorded mainly those who did not. So in the 3 top local governments, we had contributed 300,000 votes. Okehi local government, Beavers accredited 38,000. They cast 57,000 votes. In Nadavi, Beavers accredited 52,000. They went ahead and cast 103,000 votes. So double the votes in Adavi. In Okene, the Beavers accredited 72,000. The total votes cast were 140,000. So this is the 3 local governments that altered the results significantly.
All in the Kogi Central
Senatorial District. Yes, all these 3 local governments, they are contiguous local governments.
So these are like we found out
in Kogi, we had 548 presiding officers' names out of the 691. 79.3% were eligible. The others were not. About 20% were not eligible. So these are the sample names of presiding officers of polling units with overvoting. Ade Oluwashon, Kusi Henry, Haruna Rashidat, Tohibat Balogu. So these are the names of the officers. At the collation level, 84% of the collation officers wrote their names correctly. So these are the sample names of the people we saw there. Osagie Thompson. Interestingly, the names were national. People came from different areas to participate in this. Oji Nkechi, Mohammed Bashir. So these are not names from Kogi, but these people did not check what happened in the polling units. They just transferred the results. And in some cases, they went ahead and even inflated the results.
And in some cases, the names of the collation officers were not legible.
And so in some of the cases, we saw it. So we have it on our website.
So we take another...